Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to take a journey into a world we all visit for about a third of our lives, but let's be honest, we barely understand it. We're talking about the world of sleep. And using insights from a short textbook of psychiatry as our guide, we're going to map out what a good night's sleep looks like and then explore all the common roadblocks and strange detours that we call sleep disorders. So let's just kick things off with the big question. Think about it. We spend roughly 25 years of our lives completely out of it, asleep. What is actually going on during all that time? And why is it so incredibly important for us to function? Now, the official definition here sounds kind of simple, right? But don't let that word unresponsiveness fool you. Sleep is absolutely not an off switch. It's a super active, highly organized process. This is when our bodies are repairing tissue and our brains are busy filing away memories and literally cleaning out junk. And if you've ever pulled an all-nighter, you know this is true. Without it, our brains just, fall apart. Okay, so to really get a handle on what goes wrong when we can't sleep, we've got to first look at a map of what a normal night's journey is supposed to look like. And spoiler alert, it is not a straight line. It's this complex, winding, cyclical path. Our nightly journey basically flips between two very, very different states. First up, you've got NREM, which stands for non-rapid eye movement sleep. Think of this as the body's time to shine. It's all about physical restoration as we go from light sleep down into that really deep healing sleep. Then you've got REM, rapid eye movement sleep. Now it's the mind's turn. Your brain is buzzing, almost like you're awake, and this is where most of your wild, vivid dreams happen. And get this, there's a really cool safety feature built in. During REM, your body is basically paralyzed. It's called atonia, and it's there to stop you from, trying to fly in your bedroom. And you can see it right here in this diagram. We don't just dive deep and stay there. We actually cycle through it. We go down through the NREM stages, hit that deep sleep, and then we climb back up, popping into that active REM sleep before starting the whole thing all over again. And that whole trip from light sleep down to deep and back up into REM takes about 90 to 100 minutes. We do this over and over, maybe 4 or 5 times a night. And as the morning gets closer, those REM periods actually get longer and longer.
Right, so what happens when this perfectly planned journey hits a roadblock? Well, that brings us to our first big category of sleep disorders, the dysomnias.
Basically, dysomnias are when the fundamentals of sleep just go wrong. We're not talking about weird behaviors during sleep. We're talking about the very amount, the timing, or the quality of the sleep itself. And this category is home to the #1 sleep complaint in the world. Now get ready for this number. Every single year, up to 30%. That's almost a third of the population has a bout of insomnia that's so bad they need to get help for it. This is not just having a bad night here and there. This is a massive public health issue. Yeah, and here's the thing about insomnia. It's not just one problem. It actually has a few different faces. For some people, it's just getting to sleep in the first place. For others, it's waking up all the time during the night. And then there's this third group. They might sleep a full 8 hours, but they wake up feeling like they haven't slept at all. That's called non-restorative sleep. And if you look at this table, you can see just how complicated the causes are. A lot of the time, insomnia is really a symptom, not the actual disease itself. It can be triggered by anything from a painful medical issue to the coffee you had this afternoon to a medication you're taking, or, very often, underlying things like anxiety and depression. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. We're moving away from things that stop sleep to the really weird and sometimes scary things that can happen during sleep. These aren't roadblocks, they're more like bizarre detours. Yeah, this is where it gets a little more dramatic. Parasomnias are all the strange things that happen while you're asleep. It's not about how much or how well you slept, but about these unwanted events that just barge into your sleep state.
And a lot of the ones you've probably heard of, like sleepwalking and sleep terrors, they all have something in common. They tend to happen during stage 4, that super deep, restorative part of NREM sleep. And that's exactly why it's so hard to wake someone up who's sleepwalking, and why they have absolutely zero memory of it the next morning.
Okay, this is a big one. People mix these up all the time. But a night terror is not just a bad dream. A night terror happens early in the night, out of that deep NREM sleep. There's intense fear, maybe screaming, but there's no dream story. And it's totally forgotten. A nightmare, on the other hand, that happens late in the night, during REM sleep. It is a scary story, and you often remember it way too clearly. All right, so we've looked at all the problems. That can feel a bit daunting, right? But what about solutions?
The good news is, for many of these issues, getting back to a restful night doesn't start with a pill. It starts with our daily habits.
At the end of the day, our bodies are creatures of habit. They absolutely thrive on routine. These basic rules of sleep hygiene are all about supporting our body's natural 24-hour clock. A consistent schedule, some daily exercise, cutting out caffeine late in the day, and making your bedroom a cool, dark sanctuary, these are the building blocks for getting your nightly journey back on the right path.
And this right here is why all of this is so, so important. This isn't just about being less tired or grumpy. The science is crystal clear. Getting the right amount of sleep on a regular basis is directly tied to better physical health and a much lower risk of getting sick. It's a fundamental pillar of our well-being.
So, look, if you take just one thing away from all of this, let it be this. We have to change how we think about sleep. It's not lost time. It's not a luxury. It's a critical, active investment in your waking life. It might just be the most powerful thing you can do to reset your brain and your body every single day. And that leaves us with one last thought for you to ponder tonight. Think about your own sleep patterns, your dreams, maybe your struggles with rest. All of that is data. So what message might your own nightly journey be trying to send you?